Wow, how science has advanced. The technology we have available to us nowadays. Take a look at your screen. If you have noticed your hair is thinning, it's shedding, maybe you have peach fuzz where you used to have long, thick hair, you can have results like this in 6 months time. Not by having to constantly load on formulas and goopy messes, not by having to go back and forth to the doctor's office and pay more and more and more every single time you go, but by wearing a simple cap for 6 minutes a day, men and women can regrow their hair. It is a very exciting advancement in technology. It's an FDA cleared medical device. It uses more than 200 special lasers to help you see that hair once again. And what I'm so excited about, first of all, that we're even doing this show right now. We actually had to bring in more quantity because we sold through them so quickly. And I'm gonna tell you why. We have never offered this as a Today Special, and we have never offered this value before. As I mentioned, this is a medical grade, FDA cleared medical device. So you can find this out in the doctor's offices, in the clinics, but you can't find it at this price point. Now, normally we're at $1,999. One-time purchase, it's yours. The lasers have been shown to last for over 80 years. But today, for the first time ever, we're taking $600 off that price point. That is an incredible savings. We have 6 flex payments, which is our maximum amount of flex payments. That's how you break up your costs into 6 equal interest-free monthly installments, but you get your item right away. We have free shipping and handling, and on top of all of that, 6 full months to try it out and see if it works for you. We have extended our return policy. If you do not have more hair by the 4th of July this year, you can send it back, no questions asked. There's never been a better time to do it. And I've got the expert here, Barry Pinter, who for the last 30 years, you have been the hair loss expert out in the industry, not only advising clinicians and physicians, but also actual patients who are looking for options to regrow their hair.
I know, and it's exciting. It's such a passionate thing for me because when I was in my 20s, I was losing my hair. And this technology wasn't around. I'm passionate about it because I suffer from what many people who are experiencing hair loss, actually the vast majority, something called androgenic alopecia. Androhuman, genic, you inherited, alopecia, the medical term for baldness. For most, it's not a surprise. Mom, dad, aunt, uncle, grandpa, it runs in the family. But here's the thing that I want you to know. If you hear nothing else, and we got some good time. So as I met with these men and women and would have consultations and explain to them why their hair was falling out and exactly what you can do about that, we're going to do that today. But here's the big headline, right? In the last 10 years, medical technology has advanced to the point where you can do something. It's not brand new, it's not experimental, but it's real. And Michelle, the thing I'm most excited about is really educating people on what's going on and really what they could do. So I say this is crazy. I'm not really going to try to sell a cap to anybody. I want you to know what's going on and all of your options. And if this is the best option for you, which I can't help but think it is because I do this, then you can move forward.
So we have a full hour to spend here, but I mean, you are the expert of experts, and we really do want to tell you who can use it, what to expect, how it will feel. But just know, and to your point, this is not some gimmicky thing that just started, it's some fad. These are medical grade lasers. This is an FDA cleared device, but you literally put on a hat for 6 minutes a day. I mean, you could be driving to work, you could be hanging at home, you could be eating dinner. It's totally up to you. It's discreet, it doesn't disrupt your life, and in a matter of months, you will start to see that difference, right?
And here's the other big thing. You're growing real hair.
So I can curl it, I can tease it, I can color it.
This is not a cosmetic. We're talking about permanently regrowing your hair.
How does this work?
Okay, so let's look at some animation, then maybe we look at those before and afters again so you can see on real people what happens. Okay, so here's what's happening when you're losing your hair, okay? It's what we call miniaturization. The cells are actually dying in your follicles. Eventually, that would die completely and be gone. That is permanent baldness. what does the medical community need to do and want to do, and has discovered it can do now. We can use a specific medical grade laser light to reach those follicles, energize the cells, and actually regrow them like Daniel. I mean, Michelle, come on.
That is a massive difference.
So here's the thing. Someone like Daniel would walk into my office and, in a panic saying, is there something I can do to stop my hair from falling out?
Sure.
I can tell him these days, Daniel, we can not only stop your hair from falling out, we can regrow it. Michelle, look at that.
I mean, it looks thicker and fuller and shiny and healthy.
In 6 months.
That's amazing.
And you get to have this for 6 months at home to see this for
Remember, we have extended that return policy. We want you to see the full effects. Look at this. Okay, and for females especially, it's a very touchy subject. It can be very embarrassing. We identify so much with our hair. And you start to notice it typically like this. You know, maybe that part in your hair is getting wider and wider, and you're thinking, this is it. I have to wear my hair up. But there's nothing I can do.
A lot of women think only hair loss solutions are for men. Completely untrue.
Not at all,
and by the way, when you get an FDA clearance, it isn't all genders. It's either an FDA clearance for men or an FDA clearance for women. Guess what? This is FDA cleared for men and women.
Whoa,
separate FDA clearances. Okay, so I like to show Lester, because see at the bottom where it says 3 months?
Yes.
Okay, right about 3 months, what you're going to notice is you're not losing anymore.
Okay.
So notice, if Lester did nothing, he might be thinner. Right now, he's not. In about 3 months to a year, he'll go where Daniel was, where we saw the hair growing. So we're doing 2 things here. Number 1, we are stopping the loss. FDA clearance means that I can say this technology will work to help stop hair loss. That's what an FDA clearance means. An FDA clearance also means you can say that it will safely help to stop hair loss and help cause hair regrowth. So track with me here, because look, we got exciting people to bring in. Martino's going to be here. We're going to bring a doctor that you already know very well. We're going to bring a typical 20-year-old female to talk about this so you can hear their experiences.
One of our own hosts as well.
Oh, that's right. That's right. But here's the thing, guys. Track with me here. The FDA says, don't take Barry's word for it. Don't take Michelle's word for it. We're going to see our model, Valerie, over there. Don't take their word for it. The FDA says this technology, because it's FDA cleared, will, number 1, help to stop hair loss. They're saying that. Well, number 2, do it safely. The FDA is saying that. That's huge.
Yeah,
and really confidence building, because, you know, when you crack open your wallet, you're like, so many people have been ripped off over the years.
And that's a huge distinction to look for. Also, if you've ever shopped it out and you're thinking, well, I've seen ones that are just like $400 or so.
Excellent.
If you're gonna invest in something like this, you have to do it right. Tell me the difference between those types of things we can see out in the marketplace and an actual medical grade device like this.
Thank you, excellent question. Okay, so there are things out there that, like you said, you may have said, this is $300 or $400. Well, guess what? That was 8 lasers in a brush. 8 lasers, okay? Then there are things that have 40 lasers or 80 lasers, all great. 40, 80 lasers, they're considered consumer grade. Check this out. This has 202 lasers. Let me push the button so you can actually see it in full blown, okay? 202 lasers in here.
Look at that.
When we say this is what doctors provide to their patients, I'm not just saying that for the fun of it. This is the professional grade. So in other words, let me put this into perspective. What's the word difference? The word is dosage. Think of an aspirin, think of an extra strength aspirin. You're losing your hair. You want to take an aspirin? Take an extra strength aspirin. That's why it's so cool that HSN is bringing this to you, because you can bring a high dosage, professional grade, 202 lasers, not 8, not 42, to really, really do something that the medical community now recognizes can truly, according to the FDA, stop hair loss, help cause hair regrowth.
And it's easy to do, it's discreet, it takes 6 minutes a day. I'm not messing with shampoos and potions and things. If you're ready to take that step and see that difference, this is the time to do it for sure. We have never offered this as a Today Special. We have had Capillus here for many, many years now. It has sold out every time it's on the air. I know that for a fact. But our full price is typically right around the $2,000 mark. FDA cleared, medical grade device here, that makes sense. But the fact that we can bring it to you today for $600 off, it's the first time in our history we have ever done that, is significant. The fact that we can break it up into 6 equal monthly flex payments for you, 0 interest to do that, it makes it much more affordable for you to get it home right now and try it for that full 6 months. We've extended our return policy. If you don't have fuller, thicker, healthier looking hair starting to make that appearance for you by the 4th of July, that's about 6 months out, right? You can send it back, no questions asked. We want you to get the results and to be happy. And by that time anyway, this will be paid off for you if you're doing flex pay, which is fantastic. No shipping and handling costs for you. We're gonna take care of that as well. This is the time to get it home. Now, we mentioned how many people out there in the world and also here at HSN absolutely love this product, the wonders it has done for them. Martino Cartier is one of those. He's a fantastic guest here at HSN, a celebrity hairstylist. And if anybody wants to have great hair, it's someone who makes their living off of it. So take a look at what Martino has to say about Capillus.
Celebrity stylist. When I turned 40 years old, I noticed my hairline was really starting to thin and I was starting to panic. So I found a hair restoration surgeon, world-renowned guy, right here in Florida. So I went to him and I had the transplant. I spent a lot of money and he told me, you really should protect your investment. And by doing that, I want you to get this Capillus laser cap. And what it's gonna do, it's gonna stop the hair from falling out that you already had with the surgery. Plus, it's gonna help other hair come in thicker and more fuller, like when you were younger. Being a celebrity stylist, I have access to the best of the best. So if I choose Capillus, you should too. FDA approved, clinical results, you're gonna love your hair.
It's always nice to hear feedback. And by the way, if you're watching right now and you've used this, or maybe you just have questions, I mean, we have Barry here to answer your questions.
Absolutely.
Call us right now. The testimonial line is open, but you can also use that for your own Q&A if you'd like, if you've got questions. We're gonna go over who can use this, what type of hair loss as well, but we would really, really love to hear from you. Everything you're getting today, by the way, of course, you're getting the laser cap. This actually comes out. So if you didn't wanna use this hat, you can pop it into one of your own. It's a rechargeable battery pack, so you'll never buy batteries. You get the case to carry it in. You're also getting extra plugs. Maybe you're traveling internationally, because the point of this is you have to be consistent with it. It's only 6 minutes a day, but it takes time. We are regrowing your hair, your actual hair, and that's why we gave you 6 months to try it out as well. So you're getting everything you need, a complete set. And I'll start off the Q&A. You want me to do that, Barry?
Are you
while
kidding?
we wait for calls?
You know, and look, if you're thinking about calling, there is no stupid question. I
No,
mean that.
I mean,
you have to understand, I've sat with thousands of you. I've heard it all, I've answered it all. If I don't know, I'll say I don't know. But I'm gonna try to help you because I really want you to be educated.
It's an investment and it's a huge change in your life. I'm curious, since you're the expert here, if I weren't using this 6 minutes a day to get those FDA cleared results, what are my other options? Like, what else, as a female especially, I feel like I don't know much about what else I could do.
Great question, great question. Okay, so some people think there are 0 options, there's nothing I can do. Some people think there are hundreds of options, there's a lot of things I can do. The real answer, there are 3. There are only 3 things that the medical community recognizes, ladies, that you can do to help stop hair loss and help cause hair regrowth. 1 is minoxidil. It's been around the longest. You put it on and leave it on twice a day. Does it work? It sure does, but you gotta put it on, leave it on twice a day, or it won't work. That's the indication, and that's the issue. In the medical community, we have something called compliance, meaning you'll do it. I've sat with a lot of you say, I'll do it, because they want to stop the hair loss. They come back a month later, I'm like, how's it going with minoxidil? It's great till I got over my pillow and then, you know, my hair product. But look, if you're not do it, please do it. But you got to buy it over and over again for the rest of your life, okay? So minoxidil. By the way, repackaged, rebranded every year. If you're seeing all these infomercials and there's any kind of topical on there, look real closely, you're going to see minoxidil written on there. They just resell it all the time. Cool, buy it, awesome stuff if you're going to do it. Second one, PRP, which stands for platelet-rich plasma. That means you have to go to a doctor's office over and over again for the rest of your life to get injections into your scalp. Does it work? Sure does. But in about 3 months, 3 months worth of treatments is about the cost of this for ones that you buy for the rest of your life.
And then that's it. You own it and it's yours.
Low-level laser therapy, exactly. You own it and you have it. Gentlemen, we got a lot of guys who watch this, by the way, and purchase this and write in on Facebook and with questions. You have 1/4 option. It's called finasteride. It's a prescription medication that when I use those words, the FDA requires me to say you can have side effects, specifically sexual side effects of low sperm count, lack of libido, but it's a prescription that you're putting into your body. This is not that. This is safe, healthy light that we know through hundreds of clinical trials, not a few, thousands of studies, not a few, that you're going to regrow your hair with this FDA medical device.
Think about the standards it has to meet for the FDA to come and say, okay, this is cleared not just for men, not just for women, for both, to not only stop that hair loss, but help you regrow that hair. That's why it's so significant. The fact that you just wear it as a hat for 6 minutes a day, makes it very simple. You take it on the go. One of the things I was really surprised to see today, because I had no idea, was that our very own Adam Freeman, host here at HSN, has been using this as well and seen great results. And I'm really grateful that he's sharing his story with all of you out there. He loves it that much. So I want you to take a look at what Adam had to say, and then when we return, we'll learn more about Capillus.
So my dad passed down a lot of wonderful things to me in the course of his lifetime, but one of the things that I'm not so fond of is the thinning hair. And it's something that I kind of noticed over recent years. Anyway, a few months back, I was at HSN and I saw this new product called Capillus. And I thought, well, you know, what have I got to lose? I might as well give it a try. So I've tried it, I've used it. Even my wife has said that my hair's starting to look thicker and fuller, and most important of all, the word that she used was healthier. So yeah, I'm a big believer already.
I love Adam for sharing that. I mean, it's a personal thing for a lot of people, but I love, Barry, that now we have a very discreet way, a non-disruptive way to tackle it. There are options out there, and I think it's giving a lot of people a lot of hope, you know?
Yeah, and not only is there an easy, discreet way to do it, I'd like to underscore that word easy. So let me show you exactly how this works.
Okay.
Valerie is sitting here chilling on the couch, okay? Yeah, come on over here, Michelle.
I'm coming.
By the way, Valerie just chose to put, just like you mentioned, under a pink cap. It
Yeah,
doesn't
you
come
can,
with a
you can
pink
slip
cap.
the hat off
But
and
yeah,
put
you
your
can
own
use any
hat.
cap you want.
See that?
Okay, so here's what Valerie's gonna do. 6 minutes once a day. This is the battery pack that she is charged for 24 hours after she got it home. She's gonna tap one button. Go ahead, bam, just a quick tap. See how the top lights up? Okay, right now, Valerie has begun her treatment for 6 minutes once a day. Watch when I tilt this up, if we can get it. See that red?
Yep.
Okay, see how it flashed
It
off?
knew that you weren't wearing it, right?
Safety sensors are on there that'll turn it off, but you can see that she's getting her treatment. So I gotta watch how I put this on, because I'm like a bull in the china closet with these models. Sometimes
Now,
I'm like yanking her around. But the computer chip is regulating this whole thing.
Will she feel anything? Does she know anything? I mean, it's comfortable.
They're cool lasers.
Okay.
However, just like when you wear a baseball cap, because people are sensitive, like, what's going on? You know, because I hear from folks, just like you would get regular head heat from a baseball cap, that's all you're gonna get here.
Okay.
But the lasers themselves generate no heat. They're actually cool lasers.
And it's covering every area. So, I mean, whether it's the crown of your head, maybe it's more toward the back, if it's the part, if it's the sides,
absolutely,
it's going to cover that.
And look, and that coverage is huge. And by the way, folks, you may have a big head, you may have a small head. It doesn't matter. It's just meant to look like a baseball cap. It's not supposed to fit real snugly. But look at that coverage. Women talk about their temples, and you know, you can move this to where you want it. Let's say she really wanted to treat her temples. Look at, I mean, that is like most of her head.
Okay.
We had a Facebook question last time I was on with Bobby, and she asked, and I could tell what she was asking, having sat with thousands of people. She was concerned with the back. So some folks may have lost back here.
Okay.
Her doctors many times say, we're straight on one day, just tilt it back an inch the next.
So just kind of rotate through.
Tilt it back the inch next.
Okay.
I can tell you it's just about the only thing that I know in the whole industry that will hands-free do an entire head
And you're not
treatment.
tethered to the wall, it's not plugged in, you can take it on the go, you could be in the car, at work, doesn't matter. So let me ask you this.
Yes.
Now I know how to use it, 6 minutes a day. What can I expect to happen with my continued use? Like, what's the timeline here?
All right, let's talk about that. We can talk, we have graphics for that as well. 0 to 3 months.
Okay.
Remember I showed Lester earlier? You're not going to see any hair growth because we're getting your follicles ready. Actually, some follicles may actually say, I'm not doing very good, I'm regrowing. Let me spit out this hair and start growing a new one. So some people may see a little loss. It's called shedding. I don't want you to panic about that.
That means something's happening.
Yeah, that means that's actually a really good sign that the follicle is getting charged up. 3 to 6 months, it starts to be go time. Okay, so you will start growing hair, little tiny baby hair, because it's real hair, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to just all of a sudden, whoop, have a big thick hair, so you got to be patient. But that hair is going to start to grow. Right about 5 to 6 months, which is what you have to take it home and try it until, you are going to probably notice, did you notice that Adam said Chelsea's the one who said that I think something's up there? You're gonna be obsessed with your mirror when you get this home.
Take a picture too, do a before and after.
Yeah, because you saw those before and afters. They're just way too exciting. You're gonna be obsessed with the excitement of growing your hair. But people are gonna start noticing, and you'll start to notice around 5 to 6 months you're growing hair. And then after that, you're gonna really notice that your
You know
hair's
what's amazing about that whole thing? If you're watching that and you're thinking, okay, it takes time, I get it. I'm regrowing hair, I'm stopping what's falling out, but I only have 30 days to try it like everything else at HSN. That's where you're wrong. We have extended our return policy 6 months, the full 6 months to try it out. You'll notice that better looking, fuller, thicker, healthier looking hair starting to show up by the 4th of July. If it hasn't happened, you can still send it back, no questions asked, which I love.
And you know
because, I mean, we want you to have peace of mind with an investment like this.
And that's so huge, and maybe
important.
we can get Dr. Dinesh queued up and ready to go because we'll hear a doctor talk about it. But here's what I want to say about that. And every show I say this, and I always caveat it with, I don't mean to sound condescending.
Okay.
This is amazing that HSN is giving you 6 months. I'm not trying to earn brownie points here. I've worked in medical facilities. I've met with thousands of people. You are not on your own. Here's what I say. Take it to your dermatologist. Say, hey, the guy on TV said this is a real medical device. Is that true? I think you will find your dermatologist will say yes, which is why so many doctors' offices, hair specialist doctors, dermatologists use this, including doctors that you are very familiar with here in the home shopping world.
Yeah, let's take a look right now and see what Dr. Dinesh has to say.
My name is Dr. Adrienne Dinesh. I'm a medical doctor. I also have a PhD. 2 years ago, I began to see a profound change in the quality of my hair. I have started to use Capillus, and I find it effective. It is very important for me that Capillus is FDA cleared. You put it on your head, you turn it on, one button, and you're done.
So simple to use, yet to be able to see these kinds of results, it's mind-blowing how far technology and advancements in science have come.
Did you hear what she said her favorite thing was? FDA cleared.
Big deal.
Huge.
What does that mean in terms of medical devices out there?
Great
Why is that so
question.
important?
And keep in mind, Dr. Dinesh has a MD and a PhD. So this is a smart woman who uses this every day, okay? This is what an FDA clearance means. It's real important. I always talk about this with the men and women to give you confidence to stick with it for those 6 minutes once a day. To get an FDA clearance, you have to prove to the FDA that this medical technology is, number one, effective. It's what we call efficacy. If you can't prove through human clinical trials to the FDA that this technology is effective, you can't put that FDA cleared word on the box, which you'll see on your box right when you get it home. Secondly, you have to prove to the FDA safety. Not only will this do what it says it will do, remember those before and afters we looked at, but it will do it safely. Because Michelle, every now and then I'll get someone who say lasers, ooh, that freaks me out.
Right,
well,
the
you have
sound
to understand,
of it, you're not
there
sure.
are classes of lasers. Every time you go to the grocery store, you're using a class 1 laser, right? No one's dying and dropping dead in the grocery store, right? This is what's called a class 3 laser. Class 3 lasers are the ones that they use in hospitals to help wound victims heal more quickly, burn victims heal more quickly. A medical grade laser that in this case is actually stimulating the cells in the follicle to bring it back to growth. So that FDA clearance, this medical grade class of laser, by the way, made here in the USA, super important to understand, not from a mystery country. As a matter of fact, at some point in this hour, we'll take a look at our manufacturing facility where you can see these are handmade in the professional, very professional environment. So when you get it home, you know this is going to make the difference. These medical grade, by the way, if we have a doctor, chiropractor, someone watching, it's a class 3R laser. I get that a lot because you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But very specific color spectrum of light. I get very technical, but I also know that folks who are suffering from hair loss have spent a lot of time online reading this stuff, and they want to know that that's what you're getting,
well,
so yes.
So for those of you who do suffer hair loss or someone in your family does, you keep noticing it shedding, you're seeing the part getting wider and wider, maybe you've done a lot of research. One of the things I would really want to know is who will this work for and who is too far past that point to bring it back? Because I don't want to give anyone false ideas or any of that.
Perfect. Important to understand that we are talking about treating follicles. So before we go to the graphic, if you're shiny bald, those follicles are dead and gone. Remember when we showed that miniaturization? When that's fully miniaturized, that follicle is dead and gone. That's permanent baldness. This is not for you. You are not going to create a follicle with these lasers. Who is this for? People who have thin hair, peach fuzz. You look in the mirror and you see that there's hair there. It's just been forever not doing anything, and you're wearing wigs, you're wearing weaves, whatever, because you're thin. This is for you because if you see a little hair there, Michelle, and there are lots that you can't even see, that means there's a follicle there that you can treat and bring back to life. And now we can look at those charts. Let's look at the Ludwig-Savin chart. This is the ladies, This is what we use in medical offices to classify where your loss is. Look at those gray areas. Michelle, those are the areas that this is FDA cleared for. Those women, you see the part getting wider and wider. Now, I still have to say, having sat with all these ladies, if I had a class 3 or an advanced come in, I would not tell them not to do this, because some of them just don't want to lose more, or they just want to wear a little wiglet instead of a whole wig.
Right.
So
let's like kind
don't
of slow down what's happening here and stop what's happening.
Exactly, which it will do. Now let's look at the gentleman, okay? Because lots of men buy this product, of course. Remember, FDA cleared for men and women. Look at the gray area, okay? Guys, this is for you to not only stop the loss, but to fill that in, like Adam talked about, right? Like Chelsea's already seeing, right? Like Martino talked about, right? I hope I don't sound obnoxious, but look, I understand the doubts that are out there, okay? And look, you guys in the white 1 and 2, you're really okay. Down to the bottom, again, some of those guys, they're not expecting a full head of hair. They understand that there's a lot of baldness there, but they don't want to continue to lose, so they'll use that.
You know, and one of the things too that really hit home was that maybe you aren't in that place yet, but you know that it runs in your family. You know that it's coming. Like we always joke with my husband, because his dad and his grandfather, they've got, I mean, it's full on bald, you know, from here to here. His dad, not so much. My grandpa, definitely. And Chris knows that that's coming, and he's starting to see that thinning. So the thought that you could start using that now to stop that shedding, regrow the hair, but also if you're looking to the future, this is something you can do. It only takes 6 minutes a day. Once you buy it, it's yours. You're not constantly visiting doctor's offices or rebuying, you know, shampoos and potions and things. It's a great option to have. And there are very few medical devices out there that you can actually share within a family.
That's
so
true.
Maybe it is the husband needs it and the wife wants to start using it too. That's something to think about when you make a purchase like this before and after. It's a stunning difference of what I'm looking at here.
Okay, so like,
stunning.
You know, for the last 2 shows, I told stories about people who came to my office, but I started to almost cry. I'm such a wuss about this, because it hits home, man.
Well, you're passionate. I mean,
So someone like Yvonne, who we just looked at, would come into my office. I mean, I had a box of tissues there. I would cry with people. I get it.
It's an emotional
process. This is so emotional to you, and I get it, which is why it's so important for me to help you understand. Michelle, there are people who won't go out of their house because they're so, oh, here I go again, who won't go out of their house because of their hair loss. I'll be professional. Let me be professional here.
Let's just say, if you don't know Barry, one of the most genuine people out there, and you've spent 30 years plus doing this. You advise the medical professionals, the physicians, the clinicians, but also the actual patients like you and I who come into you, and we're hoping you're gonna be the hope for us. You're gonna be the solution for, we don't know what to do or who to talk to.
Because look, you know? Michelle, here's the bottom line, okay? There is now something that you can buy on FlexPay, that you can try for 6 months, that you can put on your credit card. And I don't want to talk pricing, because this is an insanely major price, but here's what I do want you to know. I know that you've tried this, you've tried that. You've read that wives' tale, you've read that on the internet. But listen to me tell you, please, because I really care, that this is an FDA-cleared medical device, and you are worth it. You can maybe get back into the dating scene. You can go to the mall and not worry about it, or have to wear a wig that irritates you, or have to wear a hat, or I'm from Pittsburgh where it's so cold that you'll freeze in the winter because you're afraid to put a hat on because you've put every hair in place that morning. But when we say new year, new you, it really is the time, and I would talk about this with my patients. At some point, you do gotta think about you, and when you're seeing the results you can get at no risk, it really is worth that dive, because you can see the difference.
To your point about no risk, and I know you didn't want to talk about pricing, I do, because as all of your shopping buddies out there, I want to impress upon you what an opportunity this is, and part of that is the fact that it's a Today Special means it is a 24-hour sale, and that's it. So I would hate for you to wait and wait and wait, and then come midnight, we're going back up to our $1,999 price point, and that's what it typically is. That's our HSN price. Still very successful here at HSN because it works and because you have the extra time to see those results. But today, it's the first time in its history here we've ever offered this as a Today Special, and it is a $600 savings. I mean, $600, which is truly a phenomenal amount of savings. And then on top of that, because for HSN, we can bring you something special called FlexPay. And even if you've never used FlexPay before ever, anyone shopping HSN at any time can choose the FlexPay option when they check out. And what that means is you get to break up your cost, your $600 off sale price of $13.99. You can break that up into 6 equal monthly installments. You choose what credit card or debit card. You can use PayPal if you'd like. But what will happen is you make that first flex payment of $233 and change. We're gonna send it to you right away, free shipping and handling, and you can pay that off over time with 0 interest at all. Now, the beauty of this is you have a full 6 months to try this out. It's a 180-day money-back guarantee. So by the 4th of July, let's say, if you're not seeing more hair, if you're not seeing fuller, thicker, healthier looking hair, you can send it back to us, no questions asked, full money-back guarantee. We want you to get it home. We want you to be happy. And this is your way to do it. I love Barry. It's literally as easy as putting on a hat, 6 minutes. The only thing is you have to be consistent with it. But when it's something that simple that you can do in the car, at work, at home, it makes it much more easy to, what did you call it when you actually, compliance.
Oh, yeah.
To comply with doctor's orders,
you know,
right?
The best heart pill in the world isn't good if you don't take it, right? You just know you have to do that. Same with this. 6 minutes a day, you do have to do it, but you buy it once, and what are the other options? Going to the doctor's office regularly for the rest of your life. Putting a topical on your head twice a day. If you can do that and afford all that, great. But 6 minutes once a day, and we know there are people out there by the thousands who have seen the results.
Yeah, speaking of which, we have a phone call that I would love to take.
Oh, I'd love it.
Sandra has been waiting so patiently. She's calling us from Michigan. Sandra, I want to welcome you in. You're live right now on HSN with Michelle and Barry. Welcome, how are you?
Hi, Sandra.
Just fine, and
we're doing great. Have you used the Capillus before?
no, but what I was willing to share with you, in the 58 to 60, I went to cosmetology school in Michigan, and there was a lady that came into our shop there that she was almost completely bald, and they had it was a unit. It wasn't a cap, but you would the recipient would sit and hold this.
Yes.
While me, as the operator, would stand behind her and massage her head while the unit would generate electricity going down into her head.
And she would get her treatment.
Right.
Yeah.
And this lady was almost completely bald. And by using this apparatus on her, she actually started getting hair.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow.
And you know what, Sandra, let me explain that, Michelle, to you and everyone else, okay? So, little history lesson, okay? When I say this is nothing new, it really isn't. It was actually, check this out, 1965. Actually, I've never talked about this here, but since we got an hour, let's do it.
No,
because
it's fascinating.
I love to educate. 1965, a physician named Dr. Metzner in Hungary was doing experiments on cancer, okay? So he shaved the back of mice. Some he treated with laser or low laser treatment, some he didn't. Back in 1965, he discovered that the mice that were treated with the red laser, this very specific color spectrum laser of light, grew their hair quicker. From there, the medical community took off. Remember how I explained that it's used in hospitals for wound healing and burn healing? That's been happening for a while. However, in terms of home use, that's only been around for the last 10 years or so, so folks are still knowing about it. But Sandra, thank you for your call, by the way.
Yes,
and to your point, people would go to a doctor's office or a salon or a hair clinic and pay, check this out, $80 a treatment 3 times a week to get under the type of thing that Sandra may have been talking about, which is a laser with this exact kind of laser, but you would have to go get that treatment.
But that's
now
why
you
this
can
is
do
so
it at home.
exciting because it's at home use. It is FDA cleared. It is that medical grade equipment. But just like you're saying, you own it. You have it at home. You can use it. Your husband can use it if they need to. And you slip it on and you leave it on for 6 minutes and that's it. And Sandra, yes, thank you for taking time out of your day to call and to share your experience from what you've witnessed and seen. And she was talking about back in the day, which is really fascinating to me, how the technology has changed. And now the fact that you can have it at home and you own it for the rest of your life, it's, how long did we say these lasers are rated to last?
Yeah, those lasers will last 83 years with regular use. But that brings up something else. And guys, I don't know if we have the factory video, and then if we can get Brittany, that would be awesome to talk about. But since you talk about how long the lasers will last, it's important that you understand that this is assembled in the USA. Take a look at this. I love this. I'm very proud of this. This is where I come from.
So this is the factory?
Yes. So we source the products from all over the world because we want the best. But look, Michelle, notice there are no conveyor belts here. There are no machines. These things are hand assembled in there. Our CEO, Carlos Pino, wanted to do it right. I mean, that's why this is the one that the doctors choose, and I mean by the thousands, because we go under so much certification. We have a person there whose only job, actually it's an entire department, whose only job is to work with the FDA to make sure we are under compliance. So we do not say that lightly, but it is manufactured, assembled here in the USA, which means customer service is in the USA, which means, as I knock everything over, I get way too excited, which means we're not going to send this to you and say, have at it.
Good luck.
We're
See you
here.
later.
It comes with a 2-year warranty. You're covered there. But, you know, even if, because I get it, I talk fast, I get excited. What did that guy say? Do I press the button? You're going to get a packet with all that information in an 800 number where you can call us toll-free 8 times a day if you want. Should I do this? Should I do this? Should I not wash my hair? How long do I hold the button? How long do I charge it? We're here for you. The dog eats your charger. We're here from you. Call us. We'll hook you up with a new charger or a new battery. But this is assembled in the USA with customer service in the USA. And I'll say that now real quickly because unfortunately there are a lot of knockoffs. You won't need to know what they look like because they actually look exactly like this. But the problem is all you're seeing online is a picture of a cap. When you get it home, does it do this? No. Does it have a hypoallergenic silicone gel layer? No.
And the sheer amount of lasers that we offer?
And it'll break in a couple months. So and again, this is the professional grade 202. But even if you find something with more lasers than that, please be careful. I said this to the men and women I met with all the time. Don't rip yourself off. You may say, oh, I'm saving $500. Well, guess what? You're actually wasting it because you're buying something from a mystery place that isn't created here in the USA with all the backup that you have here at HSN.
If you're purchasing this today, you probably have put months and months, maybe years and years of research into it. Don't settle for less than the best, for sure. I mean, a few of the things I love on Barry's point, it being assembled and made here in the USA, that USA-based customer service, but then purchasing through HSN, you're also getting that full 6-month try-me period where you get to use this, see those results we're talking about. You've seen our before and afters. They're 3 months, they're 6 months, they're continued use. See that difference, and if you're not happy, we are here, and we will take it back. We will refund you your money. As I said, we want you to be happy. This is a big investment to make, but it's also a big reward that you could have. I mean, imagine not feeling so self-conscious all the time or worrying that it's getting worse and worse, counting the number of hairs in your brushes because it's FDA cleared for men and women to not only stop that shedding, but help you regrow that hair. So if you're ready to take that dive into the world of getting your hair back and feeling more confident, this is the day to do it. It's a today special. At midnight, our price point goes away. It is $600 off today. You have a full 6-month period to try it out and send it back if you're unhappy for any reason. We have 6 flexible payments, so you can break that into equal monthly installments of $233.17, 0 interest on that. Free shipping and handling as well. We want you to get it home and try it. And Barry, I didn't even mention yet this amazing bonus buy that we have for you. This is your activator that you can pick up. If you're picking up the Today Special, instead of spending $60 on this, it'd be half off, $30. What is this? Who should use this? And what will it do for us?
Okay, that's really good stuff. Can I show you?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So when you're planting grass, let's say in the yard, the grass is going to grow. You're fine with this cap without it. But if you can do something to make the scalp or the hair healthier to kind of